More than 46 million people receive food through food bank programs across America. Locally, 1 in 6 of our neighbors struggle to put food on the table, while over 70% of our public school students are eligible for free and reduced lunch. Polk County is ranked 8th in the nation for food insecurity. Food insecurity is defined as lacking reliable access to a sufficient quantity of affordable, nutritious food. For over 30 years, one local nonprofit has played a vital role in addressing hunger in our community, and their story is coming up on Polk Place. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm Ariel Schiller, your host. We have Kim Long, Director of Agape Food Bank with us.
Hello, Ariel.
So I know you've been on the show before, so just to remind our viewers, or for people who are seeing you for the first time, just tell us a little bit about Agape Food Bank and what you guys do.
Agape Food Bank was founded over 30 years ago to meet the meal gap, the food insecurity issue in Polk County. We since then have branched out and provide services to Polk, Hardy, and Highlands County. But the basic way that a food bank works is that we reclaim perfectly healthy, nutritious food from a variety of sources. Retail food providers such as Publix, Walmart, or Winn-Dixie, also Florida farmers, as well as brokers and packers. We take that food, we sort it for food safety and health, nutrition levels, and then we redistribute it through partner agencies and Agape Food Bank programs.
Yeah, that's great to hear that you guys do so much with that. I know we were talking in the opening about, the statistics of what goes on in Polk County. Can you elaborate a little bit about that?
Mm-hmm. I think people have to remember what food insecurity means. When we talk about hunger relief or addressing the hunger issue in our region, you provided a really accurate description. Food insecurity means you are lacking on a regular basis access or the means to have access to enough nutritious food. What this boils down to in everyday life is that over 100,000 of our neighbors in Polk County, that's 1 in 6 of our neighbors, and 1 in 4 of those neighbors are children. That means that week in and week out, decisions in that household are being made about whether they can perhaps pay the car payment, maybe even gas the car, pay the light bill, or buy an adequate supply of food. Senior citizens may be going without medicine because they won't have enough food to fill their pantry. That's how hunger presents itself in our region.
So with that being said, what kind of programs does Agape do to help meet that need of getting people food in their homes and stopping the hunger gap?
Well, as a program of Catholic Charities, we receive a lot of funding and administrative support through that organization. We're also a Feeding America food bank, and as such, as a partner distribution organization with that national network of food banks, we're able to procure foods through national contracts and support through Feeding America. We would never get that food distributed, however. Picking it up is our job. Safely redistributing it through partner agencies is the key. We have 186 relationships across the Tri-County area, everything from food pantries to soup kitchens to overnight meal programs, halfway houses. Those organizations, those nonprofits, really provide the bulk of the service directly to seniors, children, and impoverished families 365 days out of the year. We augment their efforts, however, with a mobile pantry program. That's direct service from Agape Food Bank. We target impoverished communities, underserved communities, communities that may not even have a grocery store. We all know that we don't have public transportation here. So let's say you have a family that has one car, not easy access to a grocery store, living hand to mouth, the opportunity for them to get a large quantity of produce is really slim to none. They probably gravitate towards filling their shelves with shelf-stable items, such as canned goods, high carbs. Carbs are cheap, so when they do make it to the grocery store, they probably carb load, if you will, and they shop the inside of the store. What we provide through our mobile pantry service is we take 10 to 12,000 pounds of food, much of it meat, much of it produce, fruits and vegetables, and we redistribute that in targeted communities across the county.
And I know, going back to the mobile pantries, you were saying before the show that you don't advertise them. So how does that work? How does the whole program with the mobile pantries work to get people getting that food?
Thank you for asking that question. We could probably, if we had the means, there certainly is a need to run them every day of the week in a variety of communities. We're only able to, with the support that we provide, the generous support we provide, we average about 3 mobile pantries a month. We work our way across the county, paying attention to all the regions that are in need. And so when we target a community, the way we get the information out is a grassroots effort. Those 186 relationships that I talked about earlier, they distribute flyers at a very localized level, informing individuals through church organizations and community centers that the Agape Food Bank Mobile Pantry will be arriving in their location. With those 186 relationships, if someone in need of food that hasn't, or that we're not targeting for a mobile pantry, if they're looking for food, all they need to do is they have 2 options. If they're looking for for food, they can call 211, which is the United Way directory. United Way has a list provided by Agape Food Bank of all of our feeding partners. They provide their location and they'll hook them up with a pantry in their area. If they're unable or have more detailed information that they would like, they certainly are always welcome to call the food bank. We'll do our best to hook them up if they want to call the food bank directly.
Okay, and I guess moving on to how the food bank operates, is there opportunities for volunteers, and if so, how do people get involved?
Thank you so much. We love volunteers because all of that food that I talked about earlier, that over 9 million pounds of food that is so generously donated to us, those 9 million pounds of food, that needs to be sorted before it's redistributed. So the generosity of group volunteering, it's a great outing. You know that you can build camaraderie, learn a little bit about the food bank, and give back in a big way. You'd be surprised how fortunate we are with the number of groups that come in, everything from high school children through senior citizens that come in and help us sort food and pack it for redistribution.
Is there an age limit that is required for people to volunteer at the distribution center?
The youngest we would recommend would be 16 to 17 years of age. The reason for that is we like them to be old enough to remain focused on the work they're doing. There's very little room for additional activity there. We're a working warehouse, and therefore all of the elements that are involved in a warehouse environment, forklifts, pallet racks, things of that nature, are in the environment. So with proper notice and advanced planning, however, exceptions can be made. We do have youth groups come in all the time, especially throughout the summer months, and earn credits for their giving back to the community. So we encourage calls. We're open to a conversation, but rule of thumb, 16 to 17 years of age.
I mean, if people can't volunteer, could they, say, donate in other ways?
We have a slogan, volunteer, donate, or advocate. We accept food and cash donations. I can tell you that $1 goes a long way at Agape Food Bank because of our efficiency level and the amount of support we receive from our funding sponsors. $1 can really supply 3 meals in our environment. Let me say that again. Your dollar can provide 3 meals to people in need. Apart from that, digest the information you might learn today on Polk Place, understand what food insecurity means, and advocate to raise the consciousness, elevate the conversation about food insecurity in our region. It's real, it's not a myth, the statistics are valid, and we need to do everything we can to give our neighbors a hand up. One of our programs that I was remiss in talking about is our backpack program. Our Smile Pack backpack program feeds over 1,100 school children weekend meals throughout the school year. That ensures that they have adequate resources over the weekend to come to school Monday morning without having had to worry about a lack of meals over the weekend. They come with the ability to have had a meal before they walk in the door, not distracted by or distressed by or worried about where their next meal is going to come from. So liberating people to do their best, providing them with that hand up so that they can be at their best, whether they're at work or at school, is an important role. And adequate nutrition, providing them with nutritious options, not just food, but nutritious options, is very important.
Yeah, that's definitely a great thing to hear. I know it's a very important cause that's going on in Polk County. Thank you so much for coming today. We really appreciate it.
Well, and I appreciate the opportunity, and I just want to say thank you to all of our donors, sponsors, and advocates. We receive a lot of assistance, and we wouldn't be able to do the work we do without the support of the community.
Agape Food Bank, a program of Catholic Charities of Central Florida, is part of the National Feeding America Food Bank Network, a member of the Florida Association of Food Banks, and is the only designated provider of USDA commodities serving Polk, Highlands, and Hardee counties. They are looking for food donations and weekday volunteers at their distribution center and food pantries. In addition, they need help to offset the cost of the Smile Pack program and mobile food pantry. For more information on how you can make a difference, give them a call at 863-665-7074 or look them up on the web at cflcc.org/agape.